Alright, first video, 22 King Cab S. Gonna remove that thing. And I'm probably gonna remove the inner fender, or whatever, that black thing, to install the fog lights on this. So, see how it goes. Starting with this. I'm gonna go start here, turn the wheel so I can access it. Take off the whole bottom, so it's going to do it anyway. First one. Alright, so we got these two clamps here for the bottom. If you look, a little screw on top of that. So I'm going to take that off. So I'm able to take this one off. There's another one over there I don't know if I'll be able to get to. So we'll see. We'll take this one off first and move on. First one's off. 10 millimeter right off the top with a socket. Let's see how I figure out how to get to the other one. Okay, I've decided to remove this inside panel. I gotta get this screw here. I already got this one. Another one above here. There's that one. There's that one. That one. This guy just, I don't know if you can see this. This guy right here. Pop a screwdriver in there and pull them out. So I got another one down there that I need to get. This guy right here. So all of them coming off. I took off this deal. The hardest one would be this guy. Was the hardest one to take off. Had to use the iPhone camera to like remotely put the screwdriver so I could see it. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those little snappers. I think 5 over here. Guy over here. This thing, and then you just take off the screws, which is 1, 2, 3. There's another snapper I just left on. I didn't even know it was there. Oh no, that's the little. You got to keep this little connector in there. If you don't, that's where you screw in. Same thing there. To look at this one, see why it's that way. It should be like that, right? There you go, better. That's what I did, and here's what you got over here. So now I have access to get the balance off. I have access to the screws, and I have access to the light. I'm gonna switch this camera around so you guys can see the light. All right. This is the screws for that fog light to take it off the brackets. This guy's right there. That's one. And then up here is the second one, and then a little bit that way is the third one. So I think there's 3 of them. Let you guys know how it goes. Okay, I took off the screw, bottom one, top one. And over there, so then this thing just comes out like that. There you go. All you need. Okay, this is what I got. This left light is the first one I've taken off. And just find out it's the right one I'm going to put on. Know what I mean? It's going to go right there. All right. They said that the lights, the bulbs for this were pretty bad, so I got these. Put this on there now. Take this off. Now, you don't have to put the whole bracket. I think you only take off the same screws that I had. So it's this guy, and this guy. Let's take off the light first. Remove the light. Twist. Comes off. Replacement light. Goes on. That's it. I took off the 3 screws, and this thing should just come off. Ta-da! Inserting that back in, so I know the 2 top ones and the bottom one, so it's going to go in this fashion to put it back in. So here we go. This is the driver's side. Let's see if it slowly goes in. If I have any problems squeezing this thing in there. this back in. It's taking a while. How these deals come off. Same thing for the ones under the fender. You find a little opening, kind of pry this open, pops it open, they just come off. See? Pretty cool. So that's the light. That's what you're talking about, this little gap that's there. No big deal. It's normal for all of them. And I took off the valance. Still got to take off the other side, but that's when I put the other light on. And it has a new LED on it. So here we go. I'm gonna put that thing back on here, so that's next. You'll have to make sure these guys line up again. So just know that there's two of them. That's the other one. Make sure they line up again before you install everything. The rest of the stuff is easy. All right, gonna screw them back on. Here's what I'm using for those tight spots. Such as, you know, I can't get a screwdriver in here or whatever. You know, not big enough or long enough or whatever, so. Just using this to tighten it up. Works. Went ahead and used it for some of the others as well, so if you need to, just use one like that. It's back on. All the clamps, put all the little things that they had here, put them back on. So now for the other side. Second one off. I'm gonna get to that thing right there. There it is. Took off all that first. Took off the flap, took off the valance already. And now to put the second light on. I've already finished it. As you can tell, it came out pretty nice. I'm good to go. That's the other side. So, pretty clean. Next is wiring. Alright, this is the part. This is the video after, but I want to show where the screw was that I used. That's the only one you gotta remove, that one. It's only one screw. And then you have 1, 2, 3 clips here. This thing just pops out. It just literally pops. It doesn't break off or anything, it just pops off. And then you have more clips here. You have 1, 2, 3, and 4. They just pop out. Same thing. No screws, no anything, just pop out. The only screw you're gonna have is that guy. And as you can tell, that's where I put my button. And it's already wired. These are on each side. You have a clip, so these things are pretty hard to take off. You know, just push them out. These are easier than those. If you try taking these guys out, hey, you know, tell me how you did it, because these are hard to take out. These are a little easier. You just pop them out. You're not gonna break anything. That's how they come out. And that's my switch. Next video. Okay, I want to show what I've done here. Honestly, this looks like a mess, but it's a controlled mess. Alright, so to remove this, I showed where the screw was, that's the one you take off. These are just basically clips. You got 3, 1, 2, 3. You actually have 2 more over here, 3 more on the other side. They go here, here, and here. So when you pull on it, oh, and 1 more on the top, so heads up. 1, 2, 3, 4 over here, 1, 2, 3 there. And when you pull on this panel, it comes off. It comes off. It doesn't break. Now, what I also did was disconnect this from here just to let it drop, so you can see what's going on down here. Give me some play. This guy is from the first one here. I disconnected him, but I'm going to put him back on. Oh no, actually, this guy is from right there. So I shouldn't even have disconnected that. So I'll put him back in right there. All right, so I took off the 3 blanks. This is the S model, so the first 3 blanks, which are these guys. Notice that they have clips in all 4 spots. You can only access the top clip. You kind of just move these little things up with a screwdriver, and you have to apply pressure here to pop them out. You know what I mean? I popped 3 because I was thinking of moving this around over here. But after trying to get this out, I kind of gave up. I was like, nah, I don't want to mess with it. It's really hard to pop these guys out. So when you get to this point, you're going to have a hard time with these guys. So I just need to pop one out, put the other ones back on. And so for my light switch, which I'm going to put right there. All right, so here's next step. Put it in through the front. Orientation only goes in one way, so that's what your switch is going to look like if you got the Walmart brand one for lights that we ended up getting. So just a heads up, they snap in through the front. Okay, I've plugged in the supplied connector that comes with the kit to the back of the button. Now to find sources of power and stuff. I know this yellow one is the one I ran from inside the motor. I gotta find a ground, and then just a power. I was looking at that connector right there. This guy doesn't connect to anything. Might be able to get a power lead off of that. I'm gonna get a tester and see if I can find something, but it's kind of odd because you see this over here. I don't know if you can see this. There's another connector there. Here, they don't connect. They don't, obviously the connectors are different, so they don't connect to each other. They obviously was for something, don't know what it was for. Someone might be able to comment on that, but I might be able to find a good power lead off of one or the other. So I'll keep you guys posted on the next step, see where I find it. There's one right there, see that little red one? So that might be another option, but we'll see about that. Okay guys, well, guys and gals, driver's side firewall front panel, way down there. I'm gonna try to do it, see if you guys can see that. I don't think you will be able to, but I'm gonna put the phone down there so you guys can get a better view of what, oh, there it is. See that right there? That is a grommet for the wires that are going inside. So I'm going to run that yellow wire from the lights in the front through there to reach the switch. So that's the next step. Let me tell you where I'm going. Kind of know where I'm at. When you take off the front Valance, you have a couple of those left over because you can put them back in or leave them off. It's in the bottom of the truck. Unless you get underneath, you won't see the holes. So anyway, I'm gonna repurpose it. These little bad boys are kind of universal for this truck. They fit perfect here. They screw on pretty good, pretty easy. You know what fits in there really good? The ground I need. Boom. That's metal. That's metal. Might have to scratch it a bit, get a better ground out of it, but it'll work. So that's what I'm going to use. All right. Ran the cables down to that. Ran it through here. Repurposed that screw. Red cable, yellow cable connected here. Tie wrapped them. Ran them through here. Ran that red cable all the way in. All along the inside of this. Go through there and connect it here. How did I connect it? Like that. That's how I did the wiring. For anybody who wants to know.